What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope we're doing well. It is a Wednesday, so we're doing our usual Wednesday chill stream. I should definitely make the Wednesday streams chill streams. Like, why wouldn't I? I'm always a little bit rushed. I'm always kind of trying my best to like just get the stream in because it's too long, right? I stream Friday, I stream Saturday. I don't do videos anymore. It's not that I will never do videos again. I actually am going to. Typically, the videos are just going to be stream clips for me anyway because I don't have the time or the energy to be doing tons of videos anymore. That's just the way it is. So, like, to have a Friday, then a Saturday, and then nothing throughout the week, it's like it's a bit of a long jump there. It's a long jump, but um, like I keep as you guys know, I keep jumping between okay, like I got to put thought and energy into this and okay, I need to put thought and energy into other things. It's a little bit it's a little bit tough for me this year, as you guys know, but I mean, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing my thing. Um I forgot to do something real quick, really. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. Um I'm on the Sopranos diet right now. I did this yesterday, right? Because here's my diet lately, right? I'm eating one meal a day and then I'm having a snack at night. And that snack is supposed to be something small, maybe like a small candy bar or something like that, right? Something where it's like, okay, I get to have a little bit of fun, but I'm not going like absolutely positively insane. But yesterday, well, first I've been watching The Sopranos. I like it. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but I do like it. And they got me. They got me. I bought some fucking gabagool today. I bought a nice sweet capicola. All right, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of wish I went with the hot, but my wife doesn't really like hot stuff. So I was like, well, if she's gonna want some too, I should get something that she will like most likely like compared to the hot capicola. But because that's what gabagool is. It's capicola, and it's literally just like gabagool is just the Sicilian way of saying capicola, you know. But and then tonight I did it again, right? I got well, actually last night all I did was I had some mozzarella, some fresh mozzarella, and some prosciutto. And then tonight I was like, you know what, fuck it, because I had a migraine earlier today. Surprisingly not that bad, but I still had a migraine. And when I have a migraine, that's like the day is done. I got to go home, I got to sleep. But this time I actually didn't do that. I stayed at work today. I finished workout and then I went to the gym. I got a very very light workout, but a workout nonetheless in. So I was like, yo, like I earned it. I earned it. So yeah, I had some prosciutto. I had some fresh mozzarella again. I had some gabagool and I had some grape juice. Look, I'm gonna show you this fucking grape juice, dude. I'm gonna show you this grape juice. You see this? That's sugar. The grape This grape juice is like it is literally 100% grape juice. There is like no addition of water, sugar, or colorants. No, it's just like look at this. Um, I'm trying to see ingredients. Yeah, so there is some other shit in here, but it is literally just grape juice and then some like potassium something, sulfur dioxide, both preservatives. That's it. So like this is just straight up fucking I'm on that I'm on that fucking Goomba diet, dude. I'm on that Goomba diet, and you know what? It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Anyway, also Breaking Bad had no quotables. We have to cook. I'm the one who knocks. Yeah, yeah, those are yeah, yeah. I didn't give Breaking Well, I was a little bit young to be watching The Sopranos. By the time The Sopranos ended, I think it was like '08, '09. So like I would have been going into freshman year. It would have been a little late for me to be like, yeah, let's catch up on The Sopranos or yeah, let's start watching The Sopranos. I mean, um, so it was like, all right, well, I'm fucking not that interested. But with Breaking Bad, I was just at that age where, like, you know, excuse me, geez. I was at that age where I was old enough to be able to watch it. I just never bothered because I wasn't that interested. Because I have a bit of a nonconformist thing about me where just out of habit, when a bunch of people are saying, "Yo, this is good. This dude, you got to do this. You got to do this." I'm just like, nah. Why would I want to do that? You know, I'm a free thinker. I'm a free thinker, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's what I am, and don't you forget it. Don't you forget it. I have to here we go, and there we go. All right, cool. But and I'll be wrong about that. I'm wrong about it all the time, you know. I was wrong about Arizona iced tea. I remember 7th grade, everybody started drinking Arizona iced tea, and I was like, I'm sure they fucking suck. Nope, Arizona's great. Love the hell out of that shit to this day. Glad I decided to try it. Breaking Bad, great series. I like Better Call Saul as well. Um, you know, like I'm okay with being wrong about it. I'm okay with missing out temporarily to watch it like 5 years later once everybody gets out of my fucking ear about it. And then I figure out, oh no, it was that good actually, you know. I never watched The Walking Dead. I'm not interested in The Walking Dead. That, like, especially because the people who were all crazy about it, eventually they were like, yo, that fucking sucked. Game of Thrones, same thing, not that interested. I don't want to see Peter Dinklage. I'm not interested in Peter Dinklage, if I'm being honest with you. He's just he's like a Hezbollah kind of figure. Um, like, and I've only seen him in one. I've only seen him in one role, right? And that role was actually the new Dexter series. And of course, they played it right. Dexter, he goes, he meets the character that Peter Dinklage would play. He's a billionaire in the show, and he's sitting there in a seat that is so high that you can't see who's in it. And then he gets up, and it's like supposed to be a big reveal that, like, oh, what, you expected a 6 foot tall plus suave billionaire? No. It's a 4'3" midget. It's like that was fucking stupid, dude. That was stupid. You know. Um, I also don't think he's a very good actor. I got to be honest with you. Like, I don't know if that was just the character he was playing. Maybe he is actually a really good actor and they just wrote him weird, and maybe they wrote him weird on purpose in the Dexter reboot. But he just, like, not that I'm Mr. Actor guy or anything like that, but it's just like there's just something weird about him, the way he talks. You know, it feels like it feels like high school or college theater type shit, you know? But anyway, the Sopranos movie was garbage. Was that The Many Saints of Newark? I do want to watch that, although I am hearing the same thing from other people, Zach. He thinks free Sopranos has too many cannolis. Dude, cannolis are good. What's going on, Spy? How you doing? Who you spying on here, huh? You spying on me? Is that it? You don't look like you're on a diet. Oh. Oh, hey, I'm trying my best here. Oh. Uh is The Good, the Bad, the Ugly The Good, the Bad and the Ugly a good movie? I'm not sure. The last time I saw anything like that was like years ago. You know, like decades ago was the last time I watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and that's because that's like a dad movie, you know. I know dad movie is one of those things that, like, you know, like a lot of people consider Alice in Chains to be dad rock now, and it's like, oof, ugh, fuck, that hurts. That one hurts. Ouch. The best thing about Breaking Bad was getting a look at the development into the Carmela Soprano style character. We didn't get much of that in The Sopranos, only saw the fallout of their marriage. Yeah. I mean, I'm on season 4 now, I believe. I haven't been keeping track of which season I'm on exactly, but I'm pretty sure I'm on season 4. And we're at that point where you can tell Carmela and Furio kind of have a thing for each other, and I'm wondering where that's going to go. Don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me, but I am wondering where it's going to go. Um, and like every it's one of those things where everybody except the kids are pieces of shit, you know? And even then the kids have moments. Like with AJ, I can understand Like, because he kind of reminds me of myself a little bit, where it's like he just wants to fit in, he wants to find his place in the world, and like literally everybody is just bearing the fuck down on him in a way that is not helpful or healthy, you know. And I'm sure that a lot of guys can kind of feel the same way, you know. That doesn't mean that he's always like a good kid or just like misunderstood or something like that. I saw him do something really rude to somebody who was like 8 or 9 years old, maybe 10 years old in the episode I was just watching before that. Um, but yeah, and then excuse me, what was I gonna say? Like Meadow as well. You know, Meadow's kind of a dummy in some cases, but she seems like a good kid. But literally everybody else is just an absolute piece of shit. And I think it's funny that Carmela is like, you're always cheating on me. You fucking guma. She's always like that. Meanwhile, literally every man that comes through the threshold, every man that comes into her house that is not related to her, she's like, oh, Furio, uh, priest guy. I forget what his name is. But yeah, it's like what the fuck, man. But anyway, what's going on iPhone Meet 2 week night, 2 week night when well, I don't know what you mean by 2 week night, and what's going on Cherry Blossom as well as Smart Moron. I didn't say hello to everybody. I feel bad. I just went right into the Sopranos diet, to the Sopranos diet. Um, but yeah, oh yeah, Rip Monkey Queen, unpeel a banana for tonight for real, for real. Yeah, Jane Goodall passed. No, nobody tell Monkey Jones. You know, I'm wondering how he's taking wonder how he's taking the whatever it's called, the fucking news. Wonder how he's taking the news. You know, um, yo, what is this stream? This ain't Fortnite. We'll play Fortnite at some point. We'll play Fortnite at some point. You know, um, again, just looking around. Just looking around. You're in your Sopranos element, exactly. What's going on, Heath Holloway? How you doing, man? Um, also, I grew up where Goodfellas takes place, basically. Oh yeah, you know, it's funny. It's funny to hear like it's it's funny to have like stories about crime or just anything that happened in your area, you know. Like it's funny I actually, this is my claim to fame, guys. This is my big 15 minutes of fame moment. There's a movie about Whitey Bulger. It's called Black Mass. Not a bad movie. um a lot of people didn't really love the hell out of it though. I don't know why. I got to be honest with you. I don't, you know, I think it was an alright movie, but in one of the opening scenes, they're sitting in front of a fireplace. I cleaned that fireplace back in 2014, ladies and gentlemen. I cleaned that fireplace. That is at the Harvard Club. I forget exactly if that's what it's called, but that club was for like alumni and maybe current students, but I know alumni were there. It belonged to Harvard. It belonged to Harvard. I cleaned that chimney back when I was a chimney sweep. Me and this dude who was on heroin at the time. He was driving the van and he almost crashed it on the way in that day. That was the chimney sweep hijinks were fucking ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, that's my claim to fame. But it is funny to see movies from your area, especially when it's movies that actually happened. You know, when it's stuff that actually happened. It's funny being able to look and be like, oh yeah, dude, I've been there. You know. Um, they were filming Sopranos in my neighborhood during like season 2, but I'm not sure if it ever made the cut. Ah, I see. The way they all treat AJ said, yeah, you know, and I like AJ. AJ as a character sticks with me because, like I said, I feel as though he and I are kind of similar in that way, where like we're not bad dudes. At least growing up, like I wasn't a bad kid. I did bad things sometimes, but that's what kids do. That's what fucking people do, man. People suck. That's why I choose not to be around them as often as I can. I'm really like, I know the last couple of years was this little experiment in like trying to be a part of a greater little fucking like group of people who all collab together and stuff like that. Um don't get me wrong, that was cool. I had fun with that. And if Fish Tank needed me again, as long as I'm up in this area, yeah, sure, why not, right? Like if Blood Games 2 was to happen at some point, but um, overall, like I'm not someone who wants to be around people, and that's because people just are they're just bad. They suck, you know. And I'm not great myself. I do things sometimes that aren't good, right? Um, but there's certain lines that I choose not to cross on people. There's certain lines that I choose not to cross with people. And there's certain things that I try to avoid doing and being that I see a lot of other people, they don't give a fuck, you know? They'll absolutely fuck you over. But anyway, the reason I explain this is because like I feel the same kind of energy from AJ, where it's like the dude's growing up, he's realizing his dad is like a murderer and like other he's just a racketeer. You know, he's a racketeer. Um, he doesn't know how to handle that. He's just kind of like trying his best. And the world around him is demanding things out of him that he doesn't feel ready or willing to give, you know? And when you're someone who is that age, and I know we're talking about like a made up character here, but like I said, I kind of see a bit of myself in that character. So I feel for him whenever he's getting reamed out by his dad. Um, like I feel he's just treated unfairly. He's treated unfairly, and it's not going to help him at all. You know, and yeah, like if he turns out fucked up at the end, it's not going to be his fault. It's gonna be somebody else's fault. You know, I don't know how the end's gonna turn out in this show. Don't spoil it for me, you know, please. But if AJ turns out to be like fucked up, it's like, well, you know, um, at least you were around people at church. Hopefully, those people don't cross those same lines. I mean, my church isn't really a community in that way. I mean, it can be, right? Like they have cookouts, they have gatherings and stuff like that. And that's nice, but like we're not like my wife is the same way. She's not really trying to be around tons of people and stuff like that. If she finds somebody that she's really like that she clicks with, then yeah, she'll want to be around them, but not even all the time, you know? It's like I got a buddy who lives on the West Coast now, and he comes out here a few times a year, and I try to make sure that I hang out with him. But like, other than that, I don't really just have friends like that necessarily. The last time I saw anybody that wasn't like a coworker at the gym or my family was actually a couple of weeks ago when I was in Boston with JC for that Charlie Kirk event. You know, I don't know if JC's in here right now. He might be busy doing something else, but um, other than that, it's like nah, I'm not trying to like that's not what I want to do, you know. And I'm not trying to trauma dump on you guys or anything, but we're just kind of going down a road here, and I'm just continuing that road. And like I developed that piece of me. I developed that introversion because whenever I would open up, whenever I would emerge from my shell, there would always be some fuckhead there to be like an asshole about it or about something. And because of that, I was just like, yo, I don't feel like constantly having to like throw fucking I don't feel like constantly having to throw hands. You know, and I don't mean that like literally, I mean proverbially, you know. I don't feel like constantly having to have my guard up. I don't feel like constantly having to deal with like somebody who's trying to mess with me. And a lot of people just do that because a lot of people don't have personalities. What they think are personalities are really just dysfunctions. They think that like being interesting, being deep, or being complicated is like, oh, I like to steal from my friends, or oh, I'm always like testing everybody. I'm always messing with people. Oh, hey, fuckhead, haha. What's up, fuck boy? Like always talking to each other like that. It's like I don't want to be around people like that, man. And I know it's not everybody. I definitely know it's not everybody. You know, like I've met some really cool people over the years, and like I said, I hold on to those people. But just in general, I'm not someone who wants to constantly be around people all the time. You know, I need space. I need to be able to just relax because the only time I can really relax is when I'm alone or with my wife or something like that, you know? And even with my wife, it's like, well, there's a certain level of relaxation that I can't even get to, and she feels the same way, you know? It's nice to have the house to yourself sometimes. It's cool. It's nice. It's nice to have a night where like, oh, hey, he's gonna be out, so I can order from that restaurant that he doesn't really like, or she's out, so I can fucking I can jerk off all over the place. No, I'm kidding. But you get what I'm saying. You know, you get what I'm saying. And I don't think that's just a me thing either. Like I think everybody's like that to some degree, but I'm especially like that because I learned early on that when I show happiness, it's going to be like screamed out of me because that's what happened, you know. Whenever I would be happy as a child, my mom or my dad was always right there to do or say something that either made me feel uncomfortable with the happiness or it made me feel like I just simply could not be happy. And that's part of the reason why I'm so stoic in the way that I am. That's part of the reason why I have a stone face, is because I learned not to show emotion in that way. And now because of that, you know, as an adult, I have a bit of a problem doing it. You know, I have a bit of a problem showing that emotion. I don't like feeling watched. I don't like being watched. You know, that's I went to I went to an Anuel concert. That's a Puerto Rican dude, a reggaeton guy, and I like Anuel. I knew a lot of the songs that he played, and I like him because my wife introduced me to him. And there was this one song that I was like learning the lyrics to because I liked it that much, and I wanted to be able to sing it accurately. And as soon as it came on, my wife was like, "Oh, baby, baby, look!" And I was like, "Yo, stop, shut up." I was kind of rude about it. I was like, she didn't even hear me. I told her to shut up, but it was so loud she didn't hear. And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Just come here." And I was like, "Let me enjoy it, please. Don't call it out every time I'm like happy. You know, don't please. Fucking please. Just let me enjoy this, you know?" Um anyone else like that though? Anyone else not like being seen having a good time? Because it's two things. One, um I'm not I'm not a TV show. I'm not a fucking spectacle. I'm not here for your entertainment, you know? I'm not here to do a dance for you. To do whoa, whoa. Haha, yeah, my song came on. That's not what I'm here for. But then in addition to that, it also feels like agency is being taken away from me where I'm either A, not allowed to have fun unless you're like, "Oh, time for you to have fun. You hear it, your song came on." Or like you're supposed like I'm going to have more fun if you approve of it, or like there has to be some level of approval or some level of, "Come on, do it, let's go, yeah," that you have to have over me, you know? I'm a fiercely independent person. I'm a fiercely independent guy. I don't want people bothering me. I don't want to bother people. I'm very self-sufficient. I take care of myself very well, you know? So when I feel like somebody is like almost giving me permission to give a fuck, or is trying to give me permission to have a good time, it's like I'm not going to have a good time now because I don't want to feel like you're telling me I gotta or I should or I'm allowed to, you know? Telling a Latin woman to shut up is signing your own death warrant, dude. That's the one thing that gets her angry when like I here's the thing about women, right? And this isn't just women like this isn't just Latin women. This is women in general. Sometimes you gotta tell them to shut up and not be like, "Baby, now it's not the time," but like, "Yo, shut up, stop talking." Sometimes you really gotta do that because women have this thing inside their head, this fucking panic switch. And when that panic switch gets flipped, they cannot do anything other than make everything worse. And they're not doing it on purpose. It's not their fault. But when that panic switch gets flipped, they freeze up and they either underact or they overact. They do way too much or way too little. They can never hit that sweet spot and fix the issue. So because of that, sometimes you got to be like, yo, enough. Shut up. Stop talking, dude. Sometimes you got to do that. Because if you don't, if you make it an option, if you make it a fucking option, then they're gonna be like, but what about but this but that and then, but what if this happens and what if I do this and what if he says this and what if like that's literally the type of thing that will happen. And women don't like having to hear that. They don't like that. But what else are you gonna do? You know, it's like literally like sometimes you got to tell them to shut up. Sometimes you got to yell over the anxiety. And I don't mean yell like abusive or yell like crossing a line. What I mean is, and this is like the quintessential example that I utilize. So I almost said the summertime. It's the summertime and there was snow on the ground. It's the wintertime and there was snow on the ground, right? This is the other Brazilian girl that I dated in my life, by the way. This is about like 12, 13 years ago. There's snow on the ground. We went to this place where in order to leave after we went there, we smoked a little bit of weed there. After we had to leave, we had to go up this hill. Now, this is New England in the winter, and back then the winters were still kind of bad. We've actually not had terrible winters the last 10 or so years. Actually, 10 years ago we got probably the worst storm we've ever had in my lifetime anyway, in my lifetime. But or the worst winter we've ever had, but that's beside the point. Um the bottom line is there's a bunch of snow on the ground, right? And she had to take a right turn up this hill. So as soon as she takes the right, she's already on a slope. She's driving. The car stops. It's spinning out. Now we're just kind of doing our thing, and we decide, okay, let's hop out. That way, I can hop in the driver's seat and I can get us out of this mess. Because my first thought was, okay, let's back up and then just back into the same road that we were in. That way, we can figure out our next move. As we're doing this, a car comes around the bend. And this is one of those roads where you can already go 40 on it. And then on top of that, people speed on it. So this person was probably going 50 to 60 miles an hour. We're sitting there, we turn, we see it, and she freezes up. She like not like, oh man, what are we gonna do? I mean like as if a train was coming towards her, as if somebody had a gun to her head, as if somebody was like had just killed her mother and was gonna like come for her next. She was like deer in headlights, and I was like, hey, get back in the car, get back in the car. Get back in the fucking car! Because she wouldn't do it. We didn't have time to make the switch, and she was not listening to me. And because of that, I had to scream over the anxiety. And because of that, it snapped her out of it. She got in the car. She backed up, did basically the maneuver I was going to do for her. And after that, she started bawling her eyes out because I yelled at her. And it's like, look, like, we were just going to stand there. More specifically, you were just going to stand there. Because me, at least I can act in this situation. And like, as much as we'd love to be like, oh no, I'll save you. It's like there was nothing I was gonna be able to do there. If I'm just being honest. What was I gonna do? Hop over the car? I wasn't gonna have time to do anything like that. So chances are it would have been like, oh shit, like maybe I can try, but it's not gonna work, so I should just get out of the way. So in all honesty, she would have been the only one to get hit in the first place if I didn't scream at her. If I wasn't like, get in the car. But because I screamed at her, she was like upset about that, you know? And that's the thing. That's the thing with fucking that's the thing with women. It's that classic, like, what they need is not what they want, but what they need is also what they want. They just don't realize it until they get a little bit wet downstairs when a dude does it, you know? Or in cases like that, you know, it was such a stressful situation that she had to fucking cry for a second, you know? It's insane. Haven't seen Casino. Casino's a good movie. Casino's a good movie. I hate it when my friend wants to take a picture of football games in front of 88,000 people standing up doing stupid shit. Yeah, yeah. Like, one thing I realize is that there's a lot of people who are autistic as fuck, but they don't think they are because their social skills are, like, just a little bit higher than what people would consider to be autistic, right? And what I mean by that is, like, some people have no ability to, like, not get on each other's nerves. Like, there's this one lady, it's actually a couple of people. It's actually a few people at my work, but most of them left. And there's one lady in particular that always gets on my nerves. She can't just walk into a room and be quiet. Like, she can't walk into a room and let the only noise that she makes walking into the room be her footsteps or the opening of the door or something like that. She always has to say something, she always has to sing something, and she has a piercing voice. Her voice is a little bit shrill, you know? She's very loud, and because of that, every time she walks in, she's like, "Three blind mice, three blind mice." Like, she's always singing some stupid shit like that, you know? Or she's like, "Oh, where's that?" And she's not even like talking to you, she's just talking out loud because something in her head says when I walk into a room I have to make a shit ton of noise. And I don't know why, but it's like that is the most fucking autistic shit, you know. Or like people who don't understand the right time or the right place to say some shit. Like literally three times over the last couple of weeks I've had somebody ask me if I'm working hard in front of my boss. Now that on the surface doesn't sound that bad, right? But you wouldn't, like, imagine you're working and somebody asks you, "You working hard?" The first, you're drawing attention to somebody's work ethic. And when's the last time your boss said you were working hard enough? When? If they complimented you, if your boss compliments you, if your boss says, "Hey, you're doing a good job, good for you, man," fucking congratulations, you got one of the few good ones, you got one of the unicorns. But my bosses are never fucking happy with anything that I'm doing. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, how quickly I do it, how well I do it, how much shit gets done, does not matter. They're always looking to bitch because they are unhappy with their situations. So they're always looking for a reason to bitch at me every single fucking time. So when this stupid bitch walks in and is like, "Working hard," right in front of one of my bosses, it's like, "Yo, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stupid bitch. Shut up. Keep your fucking mouth shut." Like that's literally what goes on in my head. I'm just like through clenched teeth with vitriol, with fucking hatred. Like shut your fucking mouth. Fucking idiot. Like that is what goes through. Because again, like this is a boss of mine that I know is just looking for a reason to be able to take out their bad day on me to make it my bad day. And this person, it was a couple of people, but one of the people did it twice, right? This person is like trying to be Mr. fucking working hard or hardly working, eh, Mac? Like that kind of fucking work small talk bullshit. And they don't realize like you don't do that, man. And then it also puts me in a situation where it's like, how do I fucking answer that? If the boss wasn't around, I'd make a joke and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm more like hardly working." Ha ha ha. We'd have that little moment, that little coworker moment, and then we'd go our separate ways and it's all good. But my boss is around, so I'm not gonna make that joke. And then when I sit there and I'm like, "Yep, working real hard," I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot to everybody. And my boss is gonna be like, it's like people think because they can speak, because they make eye contact, that they're not socially retarded. But there are so many extroverted type A socially retarded people out there, and those people think that they have the ability or the know-how or the understanding to make a judgment towards people who are not like them. And this is how we get shit like autism in the first place, where you have midwit fucking reprobate idiots who look at the top and the bottom, basically everybody who is to the left of them and to the right of them, and goes, "These people are different from me. There must be something wrong with them." It's like, holy shit. Holy shit. Scott screaming at his wife like Mel Gibson in the leak tapes. That's what I said. I'm pretty sure I said something about a pack or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what I said too. Um, I hate it. Oh, I already read that. I already read that. I love it when a man tells me to shut up. To be honest, I'm probably broken inside. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, oh, I already read that one. I almost read a spam. I almost read a spam thing on Twitch. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Remove the space at ZRYZKSBE. Damn right. Yes, you do gotta love the spam bots, don't you? Oh, excuse me. Oh man. Anyway, um, hold on one sec. I had something I wanted to take a look at, but I don't like. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can right now. I'll figure it out. It's a chill stream, so we don't exactly have anything crazy going on. We're not sitting here like, oh, dude, fucking, we gotta fucking, we gotta do a bunch of stuff. It's just whatever happens. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever we do, we do. You know, Don, Scotty, yeah. Must be nice. Must be nice being a mobster, and not having to fucking do anything all day. You know, like I've made it no secret, Scotty Soprano. Oh boy. I've made it no secret that I'm jealous of people who get to do nothing all day. And like it must be nice just being a mob boss, getting money to fucking sit around. You know, I mean, yeah, there's other pieces about that life that are obviously not good. You got to sell your soul. You got to kill people. You could get killed, and like killed for no reason. Killed just cause, you know, killed because like somebody didn't like you very much, you know, not even because you did anything wrong, just because there was a guy who like maybe he lied about you because he wanted you out of the way because you had something you wanted or something like that, you know. There's a movie, it's called Gotti. It was a I forget what channel it was on. It was a TV movie, but it's actually a really good movie. I enjoyed it. You know, you should definitely check it out. It is on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's called Gotti, and it's about John Gotti. And it actually came out very shortly after he got locked up, I believe. Um, and you can see like, and granted, like it's a very pro Gotti movie. Like you got to wonder who made it, because it's very like painting John Gotti like he's the good guy or a good guy, you know. When it's like it's really it's kind of weird, but you can see Sammy the Bull is being painted as like the guy who he's a career man, he's trying to move up in the world, and because of that he's trying to like knock off any and all competition, including business partners of his who he's pretending are like hurting people or like doing things that are not good so that he can get the okay from Gotti himself to whack them, you know, because after all they are made men. They are made men there. Tony's crew shouldn't work. Most of them are either fat or old. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I like. I just whatever I do in life, I just want to have enough leisure time to be able to take care of my kids and enjoy life, because that's one thing I have not done very well, is take care of myself in terms of like my mental health and shit like that. Um, you know, like it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. And if you got to work sun up to sun down most of the days of the week, then that's what you got to do. You know, what else are you going to do? You going to starve? You going to not survive? Of course not. You got to, like I said, you got to do what you got to do. But um I just want to be able to have time for my kids, have time for my wife, have time for myself, you know. Life is too short to be spending it working all the time, and that's unfortunately what I do. You know, that's all I do. It's just one job to another, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna not have to worry about that, you know. Um let's check something here real oh well, wrong one. Wrong one. So this is a video I wanted to this is a video that I wanted to I wanted to react to. I gotta be honest with you. When I saw it, I had something specific that I wanted to say regarding it. I wanted to try my best to make a point that I actually typically don't make, but I kind of forget what that point is, if I'm being honest with you. I saved this like a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. Um, so yeah, I apologize, but we're gonna take a look at this, right? This is a comparison of jujitsu in 1990. You know, basically around the time of you know the first Ultimate Fighter, and than jiu-jitsu now. So let's go ahead.
Jiu-jitsu in the 90s. I wasn't even alive for most of the 90s, but you do go back and watch the old school ADCCs, and yeah, some of the techniques are prehistoric, but they just go at it. There's no double guard pulling, there's no whinging, there's no sitting in 50-50 for 3 years. They just absolutely go hell for leather. I don't know what the difference is between today's day and age. Maybe it's the upgraded technology, maybe it's the declining testosterone rates, but yeah, you do end up seeing a lot of weird shit in jiu-jitsu.
So I got to be honest with you. I'm not actually sure who this guy is. He seems like he's probably some kind of influencer, or maybe he's even like a world class dude. I'm not up on the politics of jujitsu. I'm not up on who the big guys, the big names in jujitsu are. I know Craig Jones and I know Gordon Ryan, and that's about it. But the difference between this and the other stuff is that this is actually for a fight, a real fight. Now, not every little thing here is going to be used exactly the same way in a fight, but you can use most, if not all of this, in a fight versus this right now. Am I saying that modern jujitsu could not be used in a street fight or a self-defense situation? No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But um, what you see from this era right here, right, is dudes who actually had to fight people who were going to be throwing punches at them, people who would throw kicks, and even other grappling arts that were not as soft as a lot of jujitsu has become now, like say luta libre, right? But this, what you have, we're gonna take another look at it. This developed because of the sporting aspect of jiu-jitsu, right? You took away any form of danger that does not involve strictly what could be utilized in a tournament, right? Um, and because of that, a certain style has developed that has been enabled by the rule sets. And I'm not saying that like what the IBJJF or Abu Dhabi or even Naga needs is punches. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just a fact of the matter that when you apply a rule set, you're not just applying constraints, you're also allowing people to have a criteria to try and game. And that's what it is. They're gaming the system that has been created to ensure that jujitsu as an art gets practiced without people getting punched in the head and other things like that. It's not only that, but it's also the fact that a lot of these guys are um I thought that said queer for a second. I looked right there. I saw it said I thought it said queer for a second, but um that's really it, honestly. I kind of covered multiple aspects of this situation by just like talking about one thing. It is the rule sets and the oh yeah, no, I remember exactly what I was going to say. It's the nerdification of the sport as well. What happens when you have that rule set is that you can game it, and because of that there's going to be bad actors that come in, and they're not actually worried about whether or not you're combat effective. What they're worried about is how many medals you can have, and being combat effective is not always the same thing as winning medals, right? Now, like I said, if you heel hook somebody, if you end up in 50-50, if you Imanari roll on somebody in the street, it will work similar to how it works in a jiu-jitsu match. However, um, it's a situation where why would you ever want to Imanari roll on concrete? Why why would you want to put yourself in a situation where you could get punched in the head, like say with here, right? You're gonna either A, sit in 50-50 like these guys are, or B, what I was actually trying to show you, you're gonna butt scoot towards somebody in the middle of a street fight. Doesn't matter how good your jujitsu is. If you butt scoot in the middle of a situation where somebody can throw punches, you're going to get hit, right? Now, it's almost annoying to hear this stuff nowadays about like, oh, dude, if you butt scoot in a street fight, ha ha ha. It's like, yeah, everybody and their mother knows that now, and everybody and their mother says that because they're trying to sound smart on the internet. But it's bad not just because it's not good for a street fight. It's bad because it degrades the sport. Jiu-jitsu in 2025, like this guy said, it seems as though there's like a deficiency in testosterone or something like that. And that's because nerds came in and instead of thinking, hey, what it like, let's test ourselves. Let's see who the real man is. Let's see who's actually the better fighter. Instead of thinking of it that way, what you have instead are people who are like, no, 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 it's cool. I'm just gonna win the tournament. That's what I'm gonna do. That's my thing. So they get good at a guard pull into like 50-50 or a back take or some kind of sweep or something like that. They learn a flow chart that says you guard pull, then you hit this sweep. If the sweep works, you go into this thing. If the sweep doesn't work, you transition into this thing, and then maybe you try the sweep again, or maybe you try something else. And like flow charts and nerd bullshit are not good for the sport. And that's why you're seeing this. That's why you see this kind of thing. I harp on it a lot, you know. And it's kind of weird to see guys who are in the middle of jujitsu who don't seem to understand it. I guess a lot of people don't think about what they're doing. Me, I think about what I'm doing. I want to understand what I'm doing it and why I'm doing it. And that's what makes me the kind of coach that I am. That's what gives me the ability to communicate things, and that is what gives me the ability to help people out, right? But a lot of people, they just don't think about jujitsu in that way. They don't think about anything they're doing that way. They just kind of do whatever their coach tells them. And is that wrong? No, not necessarily. But if there's one thing that is 100% true about that, it's that it degrades the sport. You know, the sport has been degraded because of a lack of danger, and it has been degraded because these people come in and they see dollar signs or they see gold medals, either one. You know, there's still not that much money in jiu-jitsu, but they see something that they want, and instead of going about it through honorable means, instead of going out there and saying, hey, I'm going to prove to you that I am the better man, I'm not just going to win, I'm going to win decisively using um, everything that I have to use. I'm not just going to go out there and stick to my one game plan where, like I said, I had to sit in front of a blackboard with my fucking black belt who was like, okay, so here's what you will do. You will do the guard pull, and then you will go to the 50-50 if he sits two. And if he does not sit, what you will do is you will try to hit the spider guard sweep, and then you will. Dude, I've been doing a Brazilian accent for years because of my wife, because I like to get on my wife's nerves. I never get tired of it. I never get tired of it. But um, yeah, I love a good judo throw. Remember Caro Parisian? Yeah, yeah. I stole one of my coaches. I stole a couple of my coach's DVDs back in the day. You know, it's not even that I like stole them. It's that I asked if I could borrow them, and he said yeah. And I just never gave them back to him, including after he kicked me out. But I had an old UFC card on there that had a couple of different people. But one of them was, I believe it was Nick Diaz, Carl Parisian. It was one of the Diaz brothers versus Carl Parisian. That was a good fight. Yeah, you know, like grappling is annoying nowadays because there's so many people who think they have the right answer, but like so few people actually do. You know, it's just people who want to be right. It's very similar to what I say about people who get into religion. Not that I'm not religious myself, you know, I'm now after years of practicing Catholic again, but like a lot of people, they don't get into religion with altruistic or even good reasons. They get into a certain religion or a certain sect within a religion because they want to validate themselves. They're looking for affirmation of themselves. That's why a lot of people go to the Orthodox Church. I mean, I have no issues with people who become Orthodox because they truly feel that that is like the best and only way that they can commune with God, the only way to truly venerate Christ. I understand. But you have a lot of people who are like, dude, that Orthodox priest said gays are going to hell. Based? Dude, fucking based? Dude, I'm Orthodox now. You have people who are like that, right? You have kind of the same thing in the grappling world specifically. You don't have it as much in the striking world because the proof is in the pudding just a little bit more. But in the grappling world, you have a lot of guys who like they're judo guys, and they're like, huh, actually, jujitsu doesn't even exist. It's just judo. They stole everything from judo, and they tried to say that it was their own thing. Yeah, that's why every judo match is like ridiculously farcical. People get taken down and rolled through, and fucking the person who won ends up on bottom somehow. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Fucking and then you have jujitsu guys who are like, well, maybe if you were better at, dude, maybe you just have a bullshit guard. Maybe your guard sucks, and they sit into guard like this forever and ever and ever, and there's no action, and it fucking sucks to watch, you know. And then you have wrestlers who, like, at the very least, with wrestlers, I feel that they're more complete grapplers overall, but the issue is they don't have submissions and things like that, and it's just there's like multiple different camps. There's three main ones. You got the wrestlers, the jujitsu guys, the judo guys, and each of them swear that their way is like the best way. And it's like everything is missing something. And this isn't some wannabe like deep like, oh, the middle path. The middle path is the way. But like it is kind of true to some degree, you know? You don't necessarily need to do judo. Judo can be good, but like if you're gonna do jujitsu, you need to wrestle too. If you're gonna wrestle, you should do a little bit of jujitsu as well, you know? Or at the very least find somebody who knows how to do submissions and like learn them, you know? Or like you had Dan Severn. You know how Dan Severn trained for the first ever UFC tournament? He trained for no, fuck, I no. He wasn't in the first. He was in the second. Dan Severn, right? In the early days of the UFC tournament, back when it was the Ultimate Fighter, and not the Ultimate Fighter, the Ultimate Fighting Championship still, instead of just calling it UFC. And back when it was a one night tournament format, they had Dan Severn come in, right? And he didn't go. He didn't. There was no jujitsu around where he was. He's from like Michigan or Wisconsin or something like that. There was no jujitsu where he was at. What he did instead was he just did his usual wrestling stuff. But this time, instead of following the rules, he just broke the rules of wrestling. You know, there's certain things you're not allowed to do in wrestling. You know, like cross faces, for instance, right? In jujitsu, a cross face is different from wrestling. A cross face is essentially a punch, right? The idea is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this part of my wrist or maybe like my forearm or something like that, and I'm gonna go bang across somebody's face, right? I'm gonna do that. I've seen people's noses get broken. I've seen jaws get broken off of that, right? What you're not allowed to do, at least when I was back in school, I'm sure they probably pussified it a little bit, but what you were not allowed to do was reach back into it and go bang. You weren't allowed to do that. But if you happened to just have your arm out here, as long as it was all forward motion, as long as it wasn't 1, 2, as long as it was your arm was out here and then bang, it was all good. And that's how people used to fuck each other up with cross faces, right? But in this case, I don't think Dan Severn necessarily used a bunch of cross faces, but like that's just a good example where you take something that was not allowed in wrestling as a means to protect people, a safety concern, and you just say fuck it, let's do it, you know? Like neck cranks are not something you want to tap late to, but also neck cranks are not that harmful for you just because you get put in one, you know? You just got to tap, and you got to tap early. It's the same thing with heel hooks. Now, like Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, if there's one thing I hate, it's the wannabe macho gym culture in jujitsu. You're rolling around on the mat, you're rolling around on the floor in pajamas, or worse. I'd rather be wearing the pajamas than wearing a fucking rash guard and tights. The fucking the sweater rash guard, the long sleeve, look like I belong at a fucking pride parade. But um, like don't act tough. Don't try and be tough. Did you see the Brendan Schaub at Polaris 2 when he refused to engage, and then him and his opponent had a really passive aggressive post match press conference? That's funny. No, I had no idea about that. I could definitely see Brendan Schaub doing that. I could 1,000,000% see him doing that. That would be a Brendan Schaub thing to do. He wasn't doing anything. Ah man, I can't do a good Brendan Schaub, but I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Yeah, like I just hate grappling lately. I hate everything about it. And it's not that I hate doing grappling. Like I love doing grappling. I'm getting ready for a wrestling tournament, not like high school tier or collegiate tier wrestling. I mean like a different type of wrestling. It's called Shuai Jiao. I've talked about it. At the end of this month, a couple of days before Halloween, I am going to be taking part in a Shuai Jiao competition. I'm hoping there's dudes my weight. But if not, I'm hoping maybe they combine like, the next weight class up or down. I'd be willing to do that. But Shuai Jiao is going to be fun. I like it. It's a cool concept. And then on my birthday of all days, there's going to be a Naga that comes to town. I'm considering taking part in it. And the reason why I'm considering taking part in it is because a dude that I know I could beat the living fuck out of actually won his division last time. It was the guy that I fought in my last fight, actually, the one that everybody finds when they go looking for my fights. It's actually that guy, and I have a feeling he'll probably come back because he's gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta defend my title," and if that's the case, I'm gonna fuck him up, you know, because he's I think a purple belt and I'm a black belt, and he just doesn't have it in him. If I'm being honest with you, he's just like I knew from the moment I saw him, like this is he's not a pussy by any means, but he's a little bit too passive. He's a little bit too passive, and sure enough, I went out there. And what did the guy do the whole fight? He threw a couple of punches, a couple of kicks. None of them really landed, and I think it was partially because he just didn't have it in him to like really make sure they fucking landed. The only reason I'm talking shit, by the way, is because he talked shit about me, thinking that I wouldn't find out. But um, yeah, like if he's going there and he's winning, for one thing, that kind of tells me the divisions aren't exactly stacked, whether they have tons of dudes or not. But then in addition to that, it's like, why wouldn't I go there and like fucking submit the guy quick? Why why not? Why not? You know? Um, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, bottom line, right? Bottom line, I like grappling. I enjoy doing jujitsu. I enjoy wrestling. I just, it's annoying everything that comes with it, all the baggage that comes with it, where you have these guys who they think they're gurus and people listen to them, people follow them. And it's all about medals now. It's not about whether or not you're actually like a good fighter or not, whether you're actually combat effective, street effective. Jiu-jitsu was built on two things. One, marketing, if we're just being honest here. The UFC was set up so that jiu-jitsu could be showcased. The UFC was just a jiu-jitsu showcase in its early days. But in addition to that, jiu-jitsu was also built on scrappiness, being willing to fight any and all comers. Anyone who's coming, they'll fight them. They'll fight them good. They'll fight them nice and good. But you see that through the Gracie Challenge. They'd fight dudes, karate guys, kung fu guys, even Muay Thai guys. The Valley Tudo, fucking, that was MMA before MMA was a thing. You had Gracies that fought in there, students of Gracies that fought in there. You had the rivalry with Luta Livre, Hugo Duarte and all those guys. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a look, right? This is a great example of what I'm talking about, of what jiu-jitsu was built on. Bada bing. Bada boom. Un momento, por favor. The Chinatown Massacre. And German prison. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Oh man. There's a lot of good videos being recommended to me. And I just keep wanting to watch them all. But anyway. Anywho. Hoist Gracie Beach fight. This right here, right? I guess they're doing a narration on it, but this is what built jiu-jitsu was Brazilian dudes with no shirts.
The man with a white tank top has been insulting the Gracie family. My brother slaps him on the face and challenges him on the spot.
Though this footage is not very clear, it gives you a good idea of what to expect in a real street fight.
You see, this guy right here, now, I almost wonder if they don't mention exactly who he is and, like, his grappling experience and stuff like that, because they literally, it's literally like, I don't want to give them any attention, but this guy is a practitioner of luta livre, which is basically the other Brazilian grappling art. And it has a bit of a different history behind it, and there's different people who are involved in it, but it's very catch wrestling based as opposed to judo based. But we're gonna go ahead.
The purpose of any self-defense should be to prepare you for the unpredictable reality of the streets. All martial arts are limited by rules which give their practitioners a false sense of security. Out on the street, if you have to fight for your life, there are no referees and no rules apply. A street fight is not what you want it to be, or what you expect it to be. It simply is. Fights like this occurred frequently in Brazil.
And it was in this kind of environment that the Gracie Academy established itself as the most complete and effective source of instruction of jiu-jitsu in the world.
The best chance to win a fight against a bigger and stronger opponent is to close the distance and take him to the ground.
Like, of course, fucking this. Oh, here it is. The cameraman doesn't know how to fucking do anything, right? But like, again, fight like, oh, you insulted me and my family. All right, we're gonna fucking fight right now. Let's fucking go. We're at the beach. All right, that's cool. That's fine. At least we won't get smashed on concrete here. Let's fucking fight. But if we were on concrete, I'd fight you. You know, this is what built. This is what built. Again, this right here is what built. Like, you see how they're throwing punches at each other too, right? That was a nice knee. It actually kind of looks like Hoist is losing this right now anyway, you know? So now Hoist is on top and he's throwing punches, right? Again, like you're this is what built jiu-jitsu. Not fucking rash guards, not fucking like not gurus. I mean, kind of, you know, the way the Gracies were, you know, they were big on like, you know, Elio and Carlos and all their like, you know, they're the founding fathers of their style and shit like that. But it was built with fighting is what it was. Sorry, somebody's texting me. Somebody's texting me. Taxton. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that like when you have all these people who will never be in a fight like this, and even more so, they're afraid to get into a fight like that, and they pretend like it's actually that they're just too good for it, that they're too zen, they're too chill, they're too good of a person and things like that. It's like, I'm not. Are you kidding me? I'll beat the fuck out of somebody. Because why wouldn't I? I know how to. It doesn't mean I'm looking for it all the time. I'm never looking for a fight. But if a fight comes to me, then yeah, I'm going to throw hands. Any MMA fighter feels the same way. Any kickboxer feels the same way. They might talk like, "Ah, why would I want to get into a fight?" That's. I mean, yeah, like they don't want to get into a fight, but walk up to them and try and say something about their girl or something like that. You know, but you have a lot of guys who they're in it for a lifestyle. It's just like a self-improvement thing. Like it's like an Andrew Tate thing for them. That's all it is. It's just it's Andrew Tate. It's Andrew Tate. You know. Oh man. Anyway, it's a slow stream tonight, you know. I'm just chilling doing my thing. You know, I appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for popping in. I think we'll probably play some I almost said play some jujitsu. We'll probably play some AoE just to pass the time, you know. Rusty Corvine says I wear leggings in jujitsu because people kept asking about my swastika tattoo. You should have told them you're a Buddhist, a racist one. Yes, here and then here and then here and then here. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I got two here. I think we're good. All right. All right. I actually didn't have a terrible game the other night, so hopefully we'll be able to capitalize on that. So I'm just checking some stuff real quick. And it's annoying. It's annoying waiting for a planned. Oh, fuck. Honestly, I hate Nomad that much. Oh no, I hate Nomad that much. I almost control deleted. I was almost like, oh. Anyway, I didn't real like I under no circumstances will I ever play Nomad. Under no circumstances. Fuck that shit, you know. I didn't realize they changed the maps, so I have to ban Nomad. But yeah, it's a no like I'm a patient guy, but that doesn't mean I enjoy waiting. You know, I hate waiting for a plan to come together. Like I'm going into overdrive trying to pay off some debt that I have. It's not like a lot. It was like a couple $1,000s. It was really nothing. But I don't have enough to just be like tossing money at the whole thing, so I have to pay it off in increments. You know, I'm throwing like $300 a week at it, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, fuck. You know, it's a credit card thing from when I was off of work. Who has the most CTE in MMA history? I would guess Diego Sanchez. There's some contenders. There's some contenders. I'll say that much. Excuse me. You know, Chuck Liddell ain't doing so hot. Tito Ortiz, I think, was always just kind of stupid. If I'm being honest with you. Um, oh, excuse me. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Yoel Romero. I think he's just Cuban. I don't think Yoel has CTE. I think he's just Cuban. I would suggest you try playing StarCraft, but multiplayer gets too sweaty. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is like I haven't been playing I haven't even been playing I've played this dude before. I haven't even been playing AoE lately because I'm at a point now where like if I'm not gonna be sweaty, I'm not gonna do that well. And I would rather just not play and save myself the um I would rather not play and save myself the headache than play because like there are some activities and everybody has an activity like this. There are some activities that like you can't just leave it, you know? Like you do it, and as much as you enjoy doing it, when you don't enjoy doing it, you can't just put it down and then be done with the activity. You bring the activity with you into the next thing that you do. You know, like I've literally been in situations and I don't realize I'm doing it until I think about it later. But like I lose a tough game, or like I lose in a bullshit way, and maybe like the person that I'm playing against is like a fucking puke about it, and I like get off the computer and like my wife does something that's not that big of a deal, and I like all of a sudden an argument starts because I'm just like fucking annoying, dude. That shit's fucking annoying. And of course, like 5 minutes after that, I'm like, man, that was stupid of me. Why did I get so upset about that thing? And then I put two and two together immediately because it's like, hello, what was I just doing a second ago, you know? So if it's going to be like that, I don't want to play it. As much as I want to play it, I don't want to play it, you know, because I don't want to be like I don't want to be like snapping at my wife because I lost a heartbreaker, you know? And fucking like she turned the light off by mistake when I'm trying to like read or something, you know? Surprised Overeem can even form a sentence. Did he didn't get KO'd. He didn't get he didn't get KO'd. He didn't get KO'd a ton, did he? Overeem? I mean, like I know it's not all about getting knocked out and stuff like that, but concussions definitely don't help either, you know. He was also a kickboxer too. That's another thing, you know. A kickboxer from Holland, you know. They spar hard there. Those Dutch kickboxers, they don't fuck around. They don't do light. And in addition to that, he was yeah, in like the 90s and 2000s, he was a kickboxer. He was a Dutch kickboxer, and you know he was slanging and banging. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Overeem does have a touch of the CTE. You know. But yeah, it's like I don't want to be so into something that like I start like being a weirdo about it, being a fucking freak about it, you know? That's not something that I've ever wanted. That's not something I like. Um I mean it's like I said, like MMA sucks because of all the metas and stuff like that. All the strats that people form. Why would I want to give into that? Why would I want to buy into that, you know? At least with MMA there's money to be made, you know? And even then there isn't really money to be made. But you get what I mean, you know? It's like there's so many people who play AoE and they have 1,000 elo and they are like sweating bullets. They have dehydration headaches from the sweaty behavior, just from all the fucking weird bullshit maneuvers, all the number crunching, and it's like yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy, you know. Oh shit. How long were they there for? Oh. Baby, yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. There he is. When I moved down south, I shit you not, me and my wife are considering getting a capybara. You know, just to break the silence a little bit. We used to have guinea pigs. If you know, I don't know how many. In fact, probably most of you were not here at that point. But in the beginning of my channel, you may have noticed, especially a couple apartments ago, I had a cage. I'm pretty sure I showed them on the I'm pretty sure I showed them on the thing to the I'm pretty sure I showed them to you guys before too, but I used to have guinea pigs. I had 3 guinea pigs. One of them died years ago, like 2018. Then another one lived until 2021. And then there we go. Another one lived until 2021. And then my last one, Buzz was his name. He died in 2022. Buzz lived long. He lived 7.5 years, I believe it was. That's long for a guinea pig. That's a good life. And I didn't expect him to do that either, because he was actually sick when we got him, and it stunted his growth. So the fact that he outlived his 2 brothers, who used to bully him, mind you, that was funny. That was funny. But down here and then there and then we'll go there. All right. Anyway, I'm not sure how far south. I got to be honest with you. We're still kind of getting some stuff figured out, you know. But we got to get out of Massachusetts for a couple of different reasons. You know, the main one being that you just cannot survive here. You know, you just can't make it work. You know, it just doesn't happen. Oh wait, actually, why don't I just go there and then you can go there. Whoa. Wait, so what happened here? What is... No, but... I'm confused who this is supposed to be. Because I have 5 here, 3 here. Oh, duh. Duh. Anyway, but yeah, we loved our guinea pigs, and we think capybaras are, like, great. And, we seriously might consider getting one. We have to do more research, but we're like straight up, like, yo, if we get down there and we do well enough, we get a house, like, let's get a fucking capybara, just because, like, life is too short to not have a capybara if you don't want one. You know, I understand if you can't have one. You know, it's like another thing. I want a wolfhound, right? An Irish wolfhound. That'd be nice. But like, good, like, you know, good fucking. Oh wait. Oh no, I'm good. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Anyway, you know, I live in an apartment. Good luck. Good luck keeping one of those in an apartment. But like, if you can afford one and you're able to get one, why wouldn't you get one? You know, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, man, I wish I got one. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I just like how chill they are. They're just like kind, almost kind animals. Very very even temperament. They're building another capybara in St. Petersburg, Florida. What do you mean another capybara? Do they have like a capybara statue or something? Oh, all right, perfect. I'm gonna go there. Uh, I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna take the chance and castle drop. I shouldn't, but I'm go. Oh, this fucking bad. Nah, you know what? Fuck it. Vil combat. We Vil combating. Never mind. No, we're not. Go, 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 go. And then you. See, he's putting a forward castle, which means he's, you know, not in good shape to be doing anything. Yes. See, that's not good that he's getting those out, you know? But I mean, what you gonna do? One thing I should do, though, as well, is I should definitely, not idiot. Whoa, whoa, hey, what are you doing? Go, go, go. Nah, yeah. Not good. Not good. That's too many of those guys. Although, you know, I can kind of fuck around just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'm rusty, so it's like, whatever. You know. This guy wants to be Mr. Sweaty. You know what? I'm gonna sneak around. I'm gonna place a castle right about here on him, just to see what happens. Whoa. Oh, oh, wait, wait. that's not good either. Yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna win this, you know? It is what it is. Like I said, I'm rusty. Ah, whatever, fuck it. We'll play one more. You know, we should have time for just one more. Oh, a Capybara Cafe. Yeah, yeah. That'd be nice, you know. I want to fuck. Dude. I'm so sick of training hobbyists, I gotta be honest with you, because hobbyists don't give a shit about like doing anything the right way or keeping you safe, you know? They just want to feel like they want to fight. Like that's not to change the subject from capybaras to martial arts again, but like hobbyists just want to feel like they want to fight once a week is what it is, you know? And it's so fucking annoying. I have something I'm preparing for later this month. It's not just going to be the grappling. I also signed up for kickboxing, you know? It's not like some super duper serious fucking thing. It's more like an exhibition, like a smoker. But like I want to go there and give it my best shot. And I'm sitting here going with people, dude, are you fucking fuck this, man. Fuck this. Whatever. You should be able to just pick one map that you want to play and that's it. They like people like arena. There's people who specialize in arena like me. You know, you shouldn't have to play some fucking shoals, which is just like they make all these different maps just to fucking sit there and make it into something that is like they make these maps that are supposed to be all special and shit like that, but they all fucking suck and people play them the exact same way. Early rush every single time. But anyway, yeah, I want to what's it called? I want to go to one of those cafes or something like that, but unfortunately you can't just have them. You can't have them in Massachusetts. You know, you're not allowed to have those. Yeah, as soon as I get some kind of resistance that I'm not like prepared or okay with, I'm just gonna quit because it's like I said, fucking I find the game to be more annoying lately than fun, and I don't want to be annoyed. Like that was annoying last game, you know? Fucking you know, it's dudes and like that's the thing too, is that I have to become the same kind of guy as those guys if I want to compete at the level that I'm even at right now. You know? I can't just be like, whatever, who cares? Like that's not the way it works, you know? So I have to become the evil that I hate, you know? That guy only plays Spanish. I've seen him before. I've played him before. He only castle rushes, and he specifically has a build that is designed. He specifically has a build that is designed to make it easier for him to churn out those conquistadors. You know? He can only play with the conquistadors, and that's it. But yeah, the reason why I was saying that is because my leg is all fucked up. There's 2 welts on it that have been here since last week. And the reason why is because the only people that are in my classes, because my gym is shit. I go to a shitty gym. It wasn't always that way. We actually had some talent there at one point, but all the talent was smart enough to move away from that place. Unlike me, I was foolish enough to stick around. But like now all we have is like people who they want to come in and they want to feel like they're winning a fight. That's it. That's it, you know? And because of that, you have people who are mad fucking spazzy. The type of people who, like, you take a step forward and they're like, they literally, they start fucking spazzing out like a retard. That type of shit. They start doing that. And, like, that's not just annoying, it's a little bit fucking dangerous, you know? Do I? Yes, I have berries. Wait, what am I doing? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Anyway, like that's annoying, but in addition to it being annoying, it's dangerous because like you're supposed to be sparring 50%. You're nice and loose, nice and lackadaisical, and then whap, you get nailed by a dude who doesn't mean to, but he's going like 75, 80%, sometimes even more. Because like I said, it's not about learning how to fight and getting good at fighting and understanding it and being, you see, I'm definitely, you know, fuck it. Whatever, bro. I'm just gonna talk through the game. Fucking, it's not about understanding it. It's not about like becoming a better martial artist or anything like that. It's just about that dopamine hit that you get when you make contact with somebody. When you punch somebody in sparring, you get a slight dopamine hit. It's like when your crush likes your post on Instagram or something like that, right? It's similar to that. Similar to that. You pop a boner, you know. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But you have people who you'll tell them a million times, hey, keep your right hand up when you throw a jab. Don't drop your hand. And they'll be like, okay. And then what do? Well, they drop their hand when you throw the jab. When they throw the jab. Shit like that, right? They don't want to listen. They don't want to actually get better and shit like that. And I'm not even saying that necessarily about the people that I train with. I'm just saying hobbyists in general tend to be this way. And in addition to that, not only do they go too hard, they do certain things that you shouldn't do to your training partners, you know? Like me, I spar without shin guards. And we don't go extra hard, but we go like 60, 70% sometimes. Sometimes I'll kick it up to like 75 if they're really like getting on my nerves and they're really trying to take my head off. I'll let them have it a little bit more, right? But like we're not going anything insane. But what ends up happening, right, is and this is what caused the 2 lumps on my leg that are only getting worse now. These dudes, they check kicks, right? And the way you check a kick is I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up, right? Hopefully you can see this, right? The way you check a kick, right, is by lifting your knee up like that. So that's all well and good. That's the way you would check a kick. Now there's another way to check a kick that you should really only do to people that you're fighting, and that is to lean into it, right? Whether you pop the hip forward or if you straight up like come up and then out like that, right? Now what that does is it provides a little bit of impact to the check. You're not just, if this is the kick and this is the check, right? The block that you're doing with your leg, right? You're not just bang coming in there and catching. You are basically turning it on. You're turning the joke around on that guy, right? And I would do that in a fight because in a fight I don't want to get kicked by somebody, and it's a really good way to ensure that that guy is at the very least second guessing whether or not he wants to kick you, because every time he kicks you there's a chance that you're gonna right to his leg as it's coming in, and it's gonna hurt him a lot more than it's gonna hurt you, right? But this is practice. This is practice. So let's calm the fuck down. I don't feel like going home and having to ice my leg, which I'm going to have to do after this, because I need the swelling and the pain to go away. Because in about 3 weeks, I have to, what's it called? I'm going to have to kick somebody with this same leg. That was my game plan. I'm game planning for this. My game plan was to keep the guy at long range, use jab, cross, and use my kick, use my rear kick to his leg. I was going for a low kick game plan. And now that's slightly in jeopardy because the people that I train with, the people that I train with don't have a concept of, hey, let's slow it the fuck down and not try as hard as I can to win. Because this guy is my instructor and he's been doing it for 12 years. He would murder me if we actually went at it. So I need to chill. I need to know my place. I need to stop trying to win. I need to stop trying to feel like I'm even doing good. That's another thing. It's not enough to just be like, no, it's okay, I'm not going to win. You have to walk into the gym a lot of the time accepting and being comfortable with the fact that you are going to do awful, that you're going to get your ass beat by somebody who's been doing it a lot longer than you. And it would be wrong if anything else happened. Something would be different, right? Not even necessarily wrong. It would just be weird. And it would be indicative of something going on. Either A, the person is going very easy on you, way too easy on you, and they need to kick it up. That's usually what it is. Or B, what you have is somebody who, yeah, every now and again he's a prodigy. None of the people that I train are prodigies. None of the people that I train with are that good. There's one guy, he has one fight under his belt. He's pretty fucking good. He's pretty good. All right. But he wasn't like a prodigy. He came in with an edge because he did some karate and he took what he used in the point sparring and he applied it to the best of his ability. Right. But like the other people that I'm training with, it's just like, fuck, man. Can I not get hurt by people who are not good at Muay Thai? The people that are good at Muay Thai don't actually hurt me. When I leave the gym with all the good Muay Thai guys, even if we were going hard, I'm usually not limping out like, oh fuck, oh dude, my fucking shin. That's not usually what's going on, you know. But when it's the spazzy new people who walk in and they're like, I just want to feel like I'm doing a good job. It's like, dude, fucking enough, you know? They don't know how to throw a jab properly. They throw it with all triceps. So because of that, it just pops out like that as quick as they can, you know? And it's like, dude, get out of here. And no matter what you tell them, they don't fucking listen to you, you know? That's, again, the thing about hobbyists is because they just want to feel like they're doing a good job. So if they feel like they're doing a good job, then they're like, oh no, but I'm doing a good job. Yeah, the coach told me to do this, but like I'm doing a good job and I feel better doing it this way. And that's why I've started beating the fuck out of people. I've gotten to a point where I'm just sick of it and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let these fucking people have it. So I started throwing head kicks at people, you know? I started not like actually trying to smack them in the head, but like I'll show them the head kick, right? And then I'll scold them. That happened the other day. There was somebody, right? They were trying to catch teeps, but they weren't catching teeps like that, the way that you're supposed to. They were catching teeps by trying to come down here. And again, that's one of those hobbyist, well, it worked kinds of things. So what I did was I threw a teep and then another teep and then another teep. This is all within the course of like 10 to 15 seconds. And then the next time I moved, I threw a head kick. And the person went, oh. And my foot stopped here only because I stopped it. And then I scolded them. I was like, you gotta stop doing that because you almost just got killed. You know? And it's like holy fuck, man, you know? It's so ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. You know, the reason why I went on that rant in the first place is because like I went to itch my leg and it hurt. It fucking hurt. My leg shouldn't hurt. We don't spar hard. But again, people fucking like bang. The equivalent of like the equivalent of like trying to high five somebody way too hard, you know? They're going in for like the nice gentle high five. You're like, wind up. It's like, fuck, dude. You know, I feel that my talent is wasted if I'm just being honest with you. In the whatever. Nah. Honestly. I'm already a little tight because of the topic that I was speaking about. If I play another game, especially on a map that I don't really like, I'm just gonna be more annoyed. So I'm just gonna avoid that. But my talent has been wasted. I am a cautionary tale as to what not to do with talent because I was always good with athletics. Any sport that I did, I was relatively good at starting out, relative compared to a lot of other people, you know. Just always just athletically gifted my entire life, you know. And fighting was no different, but there were issues that were internal, you know, both my mentality and my attitude as well as some of the habits that I had. But then there were also external issues as well, that when I cleaned up the internal issues, I figured, nah, it's all good. Everything's going to be fine now because I cleaned up everything that was wrong with me. Well, I didn't realize that there were things that were wrong with the environment around me. I didn't realize the environment that I was in was not conducive to success. And now that I'm 30, I have time to fight still if I wanted to. But considering the fact that I had my first fight when I was 19, and the hopes that I had for myself and the work that I was putting in and all that other stuff, I definitely look back and I think, wow, like it is unfortunate that I surrounded myself unknowingly, not having the sense to understand that these people did not actually care about me. It's unfortunate that I surrounded myself with people who were bad for me, narcissists, liars, people who acted like they wanted to help me to achieve, but they didn't. And the worst part about it is that this isn't just like I wanted to be a singer and I didn't get to be a singer. No, like I wanted to be in the UFC, and in not being in the UFC, I took a bunch of head trauma for that. You know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. So I'm not telling you don't chase your dreams. I mean, in some cases you definitely shouldn't. But what I'm telling you is, be very, very protective of yourself. Do not assume that everybody who smiles at you is your friend. Don't assume everybody who gives you something is your friend, because they're not. A lot of people will look at somebody who they consider to be a charity case and they'll keep them around because where else do they have to go? They'll look at somebody who, they have some issues that make a lot of other people not want to be around them. And they think, okay, I can be around this guy because I can handle his issues. And, I'll mold this person into who I want him to be. And that's a situation that I'm in with my gym right now. And it's extremely frustrating day after day showing up, especially when I show up to days where the owner is supposed to be teaching a class and he's just nowhere to be fucking found. And I'm like, yo, where's the owner? And someone's like, oh, I guess he has a stomach bug. And then he walks in 10 minutes into the class and he's all good, which is what happened yesterday, Tuesday, you know? Or, oh, hey, I have a meeting somewhere. The dude comes back like 20 minutes after the class starts and then he's just hanging around, that type of shit. Like you gotta be careful with that. Fostering an environment where the only people that are going to come around are very unserious people who don't put as much stock into understanding the game as you do. So because of that, you're wasting your time trying to tell them things that they're not listening to. And when you spar with them, they try and take your head off because, like I said, they're results oriented. They're not goal oriented, they're results oriented. Being goal oriented and being results oriented are two different things. A goal is a specific, tangible thing that you are setting that you will know when you've reached it. Results is just, well, did it get done? That's fine by me, even though it's not done. Even though like you're trying to repair the pipes on your house. You had some bad plumbing and the guy who repaired it is holding it together with like duct tape and chewing gum. That type of shit. You gotta differentiate between those two people. Fuck him. I started out this channel to try and help people. I wanted to help people with sorry, I just looking at some stuff. I wanted to help people, and I have helped people and I am helping people. But if there's one thing I can definitely help you with, it's things that I have found myself in the middle of, you know. And I have found myself in the middle of a situation where I am people's go-to guy, but I don't get that go-to guy pay. I don't get that go-to guy situation, you know. Situation, appreciation, excuse me, you know. And you don't want to be that guy. And that's why I've taken steps away from this. This is why this is not that big of a priority to me anymore, because I'm trying to transition from my current situation where people are bleeding me dry to the point where it's not going to matter to them if I never own a house or I never have kids or anything like that. If that never happened for me, they'd just be like, whatever, bro. You know, I'm trying to make my escape from those people. I'm trying to get to that point where I can cut them off. And a lot of that has to do with planning for that next phase of my life. And that's why every now and again I mention, like, I might not be doing this in a year, you know? And that's why even the streams don't have as much effort put into them. Though I'm trying to get back on a schedule. Like I said, these Wednesday streams are always going to, for the most part, they're going to be sort of, what are they going to be? They're going to be sort of, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I'm like blanking because I'm tired. But the Wednesdays are gonna be chill streams. I'm just gonna be hanging out, doing my thing, you know, talking about whatever bullshitting, whatever you guys want to talk about, we talk about. Whatever I want to talk about, we talk about. But like, I'm trying to make sure that the Fridays are gonna be some kind of special activity. I'm thinking maybe like another prison cooking stream. You know, I stumbled upon that guy, like for instance, right? This dude right here.
Hey, Bunky, I feel like I'm gonna melt in this heat wave, bro. I'm gonna make a root beer float when we get in from yard. You think you don't want some?
Man, it's hot as hell.
Man.
But hell yeah, make me some.
All right, just get some ice from the trustee and I got you.
All right.
Anyway, fucking like, oh yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll keep watching. We'll go ahead, we'll keep watching. But yeah, like I found this dude's channel again. You know, I found the root beer float one to be interesting. I wouldn't mind trying this out, you know. Itchy. It's interesting to me, but you know, maybe I can try some other stuff out. So maybe this Friday will be a prison cooking stream. We'll see about that. We'll see about how that goes. But you know, and then Saturday will probably be a UFC stream, most likely. You know, but like overall, it's just, you know, if I seem like I'm phoning it in, I kind of am, and I apologize for that. You know. Whatever happened to that cop who shot the snake a few years back? I remember seeing something like that. I remember that happening. Yeah, I can remember that happening. That dude fucking, what did he do? All right, let's go ahead and look at this dude's shit. But bro, the fucking face, dude. Anyway, fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I apologize. You know, doesn't help that I work out on Wednesdays and shit like that. We got 10, actually 9 minutes and a little under 30 seconds. All right, until that 2-hour mark. We'll go ahead. We'll try and fill that time. Fill that time with whatever we can. All right. Go here. Oh. Either I have 0 viewers, everybody fell off, or I have 4 viewers. Either way. Yeah, the way it fell from like, the way it fell from 4 to 0 tells me. Either way, you know. Whatever. I'll probably head out. I apologize if this stream was a little like all over the place and shit like that. You know, fucking, I got too much on my plate, as you guys know. I got to and I don't know, maybe I should just not bother with streams if it's going to be a chill stream, or maybe I shouldn't bother with every stream if it's going to be a chill stream. Maybe I need to think about the chill streams a little bit more to make it so that I can ensure that I'm not going to shit the bed an hour in, because that's partially what happened. I shit the bed like an hour in. You know. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna consider some things. You know, I'm thinking about a couple other things for the streaming as well. Like I said, I might stop streaming on Twitter and go to Kick instead, because it seems a little bit easier to gain traction there. And if I go to kick, then I'm gonna have to, again, put more thought into what I'm gonna do and how. But I definitely don't want to spin my wheels. That's the thing that I don't want to do. And I have been spinning my wheels lately, and I'm gonna figure out how to unstick myself. I'm gonna unstick myself. But anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and head out. Thank you everybody who's still here. If anybody's still here, it looks like people are here. It just went down to 0 for no reason for like a minute or two. Nothing happened after the snake was shot. Don't let your replies out. Your reptiles out. Oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna head out. All right. Thank you everybody who tuned in. And I will see you on Friday. All right. Till next time. Peace out.